Senior Trump administration officials outlined their view Friday that Jerusalem's Western Wall ultimately will be declared a part of Israel, in another declaration sure to enflame passions among Palestinians and others in the Middle East. Although they said the ultimate borders of the Holy City must be resolved through Israeli-Palestinian negotiations, the officials speaking ahead of Vice President Mike Pence's trip to the region essentially ruled out any scenario that didn't maintain Israeli control over the holiest ground in Judaism. The issue is sensitive because the wall is beyond Israel's pre-1967 borders and abuts some of the Islamic world's most revered sites. We cannot envision any situation under which the Western Wall would not be part of Israel. But as the president said, the specific boundaries of sovereignty of Israel are going to be part of the final status agreement, a senior administration official said. Another official later added by email, "We note that we cannot imagine Israel would sign a peace agreement that didn't include the Western Wall." The officials spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss details of the vice president's upcoming trip. Pence plans to visit the Western Wall next week amid ongoing questions over whether the Trump administration will change long-standing U.S. policy by declaring the wall's location to be Israel versus Jerusalem. The administration officials said Pence would be accompanied by a rabbi to preserve the spiritual nature of his planned visit to the hallowed wall in Jerusalem's Old City. The officials said Pence's Wednesday visit would be conducted in a similar manner to when President Donald Trump visited the holy site in May. For decades, Jerusalem's status has been a central issue in the decades-long Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Trump's announcement last week declaring Jerusalem to be Israel's capital shook up decades of U.S. foreign policy and countered an international consensus that Jerusalem's status should be decided in negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians, who claim East Jerusalem as the capital of their future state. Pence plans to depart for the Middle East on Tuesday after presiding over the Senate's vote on a sweeping tax overhaul. The vice president will meet Wednesday with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in Cairo and then travel to Israel. Pence's 2+ days in Israel will include meetings with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, a speech at the Knesset, and a visit to the Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial. During a visit to his Mar-a-Lago resort in March, President Donald Trump approached legal scholar Alan Dershowitz to talk about the Middle East. While Trump questioned Dershowitz, a confidant of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, about the region, the president seemed certain about one. During a visit to his Mar-a-Lago resort in March, President Donald Trump approached legal scholar Alan Dershowitz to talk about the Middle East. While Trump questioned Dershowitz, a confidant of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, about the region, the president seemed certain about one. Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital has sparked protests in the Middle East, and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas pulled out of a planned meeting with Pence.